So how do we remove the blinkers, the cognitive biases I've been discussing last week and this week? And unless we can identify them and remove them, it is going to impact our decision making, our planning, and our ability to be good leaders. The very first thing we need to do is to be self-aware. We need to be self-aware so that we can identify where we may be subject to these biases and accept the fact that we can be. It happens to us all. And we just accept that it could be impacting us, but we work to identify them. So being self-aware is like watching yourself in a movie and seeing how you're behaving and how you're thinking and how you're operating and where those biases could be coming into play. Because until you identify them, there's not much you can do about them. You can also seek feedback. Ask people to give you feedback. If they believe that you're subject to a bias, then give you that feedback. Now, you need to provide a safe environment for people to do that. You need an environment of psychological safety. People need to know that you will trust them to give you honest feedback and that you will accept it and embrace it in a positive manner, not a negative one. So seek people's feedback, because often you may not be able to see it yourself. So if you're favouring somebody who's in your location, that's proximity bias, and you want someone to say to you, hey, boss, that person working remotely would have been far more suitable to undertake that task than the person that you've assigned it to. Leadership development, seek out development and education to understand the biases that you may be subject to, the impact that they could have, and how to then overcome them. I've mentioned trust. We need to trust other people to be honest with us. And we need to have trust that people will do the right thing. This is what a lack of trust leads to: productivity paranoia. I don't trust you to be productive because I can't see you. That's proximity bias. So we need to trust people. We need to measure the right things. We need to measure people's performance on the outcomes, not the inputs, not necessarily the outputs, but the outcomes and the value that they deliver, because that will overcome proximity bias as well. We know that outcomes are more important than the hours someone spends at a desk. So get over proximity bias and have regular conversations with people, regardless of where they're located. Make sure they're doing okay. How are they performing? How are they feeling? Again, get over that proximity bias. Get over that bandwagon bias, the jumping on the bandwagon, everybody thinks the same way, that groupthink. Seek out the diversity of opinions and ideas by talking to people.